bless the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup is running over, and I still want some more. How about you? I'm here with Lady BJ, all the way from Texas. How you doing, BJ?
Hey, Larry, movie star. I'm doing good.
So, I now it's been whistlings in the wind, and I've heard that you're that lady when it comes to freight brokering. If you talking about freight brokering, hey, you the lady to talk to.
Yeah, I've been doing it a while, so I kind of know what makes you good at it and what makes you not. So I love it. Like that
Okay.
commercial says, I love it. I love it. Love it.
Yeah. So I got a few questions for you.
Okay.
What's the difference between a freight broker and a freight agent?
Okay. Now, as far as getting customers,
Well,
it's
hold on just for a moment. Before you do that, let's give people a little bit of background about yourself and where you come from and everything like that.
okay. All right. I'm actually originally from Leavenworth, Kansas. No, I wasn't in prison, but hey, that was my hometown. So I moved to the Fort Worth, Arlington area a long time ago. And I've been in the freight broker business about 14 years. I started out with this Canadian company, and they taught me the ropes. And then I've been a freight broker, I've been a freight agent, and I've been with Landstar now for like 12 years.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right, so what's the difference between a freight broker and a freight agent?
Okay, a freight broker is actually the one that is responsible for getting the MC number, the DOT number, the surety bond. You kind of take responsibility for the credit for the drivers and the customers. A freight agent doesn't have to worry about any of that, but you do have to find your own customers. So you're still responsible for finding your own customers, and the freight broker pays you a certain percent to be able to use their insurance and bond information.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now, have you noticed that all of a sudden it seems that there's like a sudden huge interest in being a freight agent or a freight broker, and why is that?
Well, because for one reason, it's all over the internet now.
Yeah.
People think that just because everything has to be shipped,
Hmm.
that it's so easy to go in here and contact customers. And, you hear these things about, wow, freight brokers get these huge commissions. Sometimes you do get a huge commission, but sometimes you make $10 on a load.
Yeah.
You can,
Those are the lows right there. Ain't nobody talking about the ones you making $10 on.
I know, but when you're a freight broker, you have to be able to do both of them for your customer.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to being a freight broker, is there like a certain training that you need to become a freight broker?
Um, it's best like any other job to go through some type of training. Like if you were a mortgage broker, you'd have to go through training. If you're a
Yeah.
real estate agent, you have to go through training, stockbroker training.
Hmm.
For a freight broker, there's no, um, let's say, certificate that's required,
Yeah,
but you're going to flat out fail if you don't go through some type of training.
yeah,
It can be in-person training, it can be an online training, but the best training is to get with somebody that knows what the heck they're doing.
yeah, yeah. And I always tell people that nothing is wrong with having a mentor. Like in anything that you do, I don't care if you're selling vacuum cleaners. You need somebody to teach you the ropes. You need somebody to teach you the lingo on how to sell a vacuum cleaner. You need somebody to teach you on how to sell cars or whatever it is that you're doing. If you're moving freight, you need a mentor. You need some type of training, somebody to help you along the way. And a lot of times people will jump out without having either of those, without having the training or without having a mentor, and they
Right.
because they never hooked up with anybody who could teach them the ropes or get them to the place to where they could succeed.
That's true.
Yeah. So so after you finish uh, the freight training and everything like that, are you ready to start making money like immediately right after training?
No, I'm just going to be straight up with you. Larry, I know there's so much on the internet now about, take my training class for $600. I've seen them all the way up to $7,500.
Yeah.
And they last for 2 days to 1 week. You're not ready to do anything after 1 week, whatever it is. So it's good to have training, but I'm just saying be careful, because these are salespeople. They're in this for the money.
Yeah.
So it's fine to take a class, but afterwards you can have a plan. And the best plan that I can think of is if you can find a freight broker in your city that's at least been a freight broker for about 5 years. See if you can team up, offer to go in there and sit in the office free. Just, like people have asked me before, even some drivers. Yeah. Can I just watch you for 2 days? I'm like, yeah. But then if you really, really, really want to become a freight broker, ask them if they can work for you, work for them and help you get some customers. And they will ask for a percent, which, that's just the way it goes. Nobody's going to train you.
Yeah. So is this something you can do part-time? Is it a full-time gig? Because I know a lot of people saying, hey, look, I'm going to work my 9 to 5. Then after I get off my my 9 to 5, I'm going to work 5 to like 12 or 6 to 2 or whatever it is. Is this a full-time or a part-time gig?
This is a full-time gig. I tell you, I got so many instant messages right now on Facebook. People like, okay, I really want to be a freight broker, but I can't afford to quit my job. So I want to work from 6 to 9 on the weekdays, and then on the weekends, like from 8 to 5. You got to work when your customers are working.
Yeah.
You're contacting companies, and companies are open from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
And then
some of them open earlier than that.
I know. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And as far as wanting to work at part-time, say, for example, your customer gives you a load to pick up at 9 o'clock. The driver gets there at 9 o'clock. Something's not right. The paperwork's not right. The pickup number's wrong. You're at a job and he's calling and calling. And then your customers want to know, well, is everything okay? The load pickup, they can't reach you till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That is your first and your last load with that customer. They don't tolerate stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to be available full time. Yeah. And by full time, I don't mean at Walmart with your smartphone,
Yeah.
I mean, in front of your desk somewhere where you can pick up that phone or you can look online at any time at your emails. I mean, it's just so important because there's so much competition out here, and there's freight brokers out here that are on it. They are on it. I'm telling you, because they know a lot of people try to work this part-time and they're just waiting in the wind for you to mess up.
Yeah. And I heard this was a cutthroat business.
Business. It is.
Now tell me how you done lasted so long in this industry with it being so cutthroat and to still have your integrity intact.
Well, I think the reason is because when I started, you had to really know the business. You had to really know, what you were doing, because there wasn't a lot of online. I mean, I think I only probably been on Facebook for about 6 years.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot to go on. You had to actually learn the business. The customers depended on you to, like, for example, they'll say, hey, I need this load picked up. Well, you have the DMs. A lot of times they don't know they need a van or a flatbed or whatever. So you had to do research. You had to know what to do. So I think the reason I've lasted so long is because of my discipline.
Yeah.
When you don't have a clock to punch or anything, you still got to get up, and sometimes, most of the time, even if I'm at my home office, I get up and get dressed like I'm going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It helps me mentally, know, and you have to have a schedule. I don't care how big and bad freight broker you think you are. You can get that phone call any minute that goes like this. Hey, BJ, I got some good news. It's like, okay, what is it? We just bought some trucks and we won't need your service anymore. And like, oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah.
So when that happens, and that will happen, you have to always cold call.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to get that phone call.
Yeah. You ought to always have some business coming in. And I was just about to ask you what are some of the qualities that you need to become a freight broker. And you touched on a few of them right there. You got to have that discipline. I just started as a dispatcher. I just started my own dispatch company. And so with me starting my dispatch company, man, I got to get up, got to do cold calls, got to reach out to shippers, got to reach out to brokers and carriers. And so, and I'll put my information below. Matter of fact, here it is right here. Boom. And so, if you need some information about, if you're an operator and you're looking for information about dispatching, just make sure you hit me up. and I'll take care of your needs.
Okay.
So what are those? Qualities that you need to be able to be a successful broker in the business?
Number one is sales.
Mm-hmm.
Sales ability. You have to be a salesperson. I don't care, Larry. I've had brokers that work for me that are the most organized person in the world. You can go to their desk and find anything.
Yeah.
But the phone,
Yeah.
if you don't pick up the phone, there's no money coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
And you gotta be kind of tough as far as your feelings go. Like, I know sometimes, I get my feelings hurt a little bit, when sometimes you can't help but take it personal. But you gotta put that on the back burner. You gotta call. Maybe you call about 20, 25 calls, and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm not working with you because somebody at your company did this." Or one time I had a freight broker and he didn't even know who was driving the truck and this, that. Freight brokers just try to take so much money. Y'all ain't worried about 20 calls like that. And you want to just be like, okay, look, let me go turn on Netflix for just a minute and watch comedy, okay? But
yeah.
You got to get on that phone call, and you got to have, I believe in having faith myself. You gotta. That's how I make it. You gotta have faith. You can't give up, and you gotta have a positive attitude.
Yeah.
When you call somebody and they're down, you got to make them feel good.
Yeah.
And you make the call like, people can hear that through your voice. It's like, oh, yeah, this is BJ. I'm trying to find some freight. You got to be happy. I've even sung to people like little medleys on the phone. Just whatever. Because if
that dollar.
If you've ever been in the corporate world before, there is somebody tapping you on the shoulder all the time, being like, how come you're paying this much for this? We got to do this. We got to get our profit margins up, so I try to put myself in that person's position.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of BJs calling them, asking them for freight, and you got to do something to make them remember you.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. Now, I want to touch on something right quick. I know you have an event coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You have some events coming up. I want you to talk about those events that you have coming up that may help some people who's interested in becoming a broker or agent.
Okay. We've got 2 events coming up in Arlington, Texas. On January the 17th through the 19th, it's the freight broker training in-person classroom. And then on the following weekend, we're doing the how to open a dispatch service training. That's for one day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lady that is an instructor with me. Her name is Shamil Snow.
Yeah.
And I trained Shamil about 6 years ago. She worked with me as a freight broker. So she knows what she's doing. She prefers the driver's side. She enjoys, teaching more of the drivers, but then she comes back over to the freight broker side every now and then. And the reason we're doing this in person is because when you're new, sometimes you just need to be eye to eye. You need to be able to say, look, tell me what works. Can you hold my hand? Just tell me. So it's good to have that eye to eye contact. Mm-hmm. Now, we're getting a big response for people that aren't in Dallas. So we will be doing some online training, but we're trying to figure out how to make it a little different. I've looked at some of the other ones, and it's like, okay, read this, print this off. Come on. I can't even remember who I booked the load with it.
Yeah.
Something you try to get me to read,
Yeah.
So we try to make it up and close and personal.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So give me those dates one more time.
Okay, January 17th through the 19th. That's the one that we're actually pushing right now for the freight broker training.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And so how can people reach out to you if they want to get in touch with you? Do you have like a social media handle or anything like that, or a number you want people to call, or a website or anything?
Yeah, you can look on a freightbrokertraining.com. freightbrokertraining.com. Okay. That's where you actually sign up for the classes or send us requests. And you can also, the very best way to find me is to send me an email at freightladybj@gmail.com.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty easy right there. freightladybj@gmail.com. Now, one more thing before we get out of here. I know I talk to a lot of drivers, and drivers always complain about, man, the broker's taking all the money, man. What are some of the huge myths that's in broker training, that's in trucking, period, that you can address right now?
Okay. Yeah, we want to get paid just like the drivers do. But now we're not going to get paid if we give you a load and then we cancel it. Nobody gets paid. Yeah. So, a lot of times drivers think, oh, this broker got this load posted on the board. So when I call, nobody, she'll say, oh, it's already been booked, or she'll say, hold on, I'll call you right back. Let me see what's going on. And let me tell you what that call means. A lot of times you don't know what the rate is. A lot of times you don't even know if you're going to get the load, because your customer, your good long-term customer, has booked this, has sent this out to other brokers too.
Yeah.
If you don't post it, you're not going to get a chance to move it. So it normally goes like this. The customer sends you an email. Hey, I need a truck, Dallas to Atlanta. Okay. And I'll say, hey, do you have a target rate? Or I'll know what the rate is. I moved in the past. They're like, no, just go in and see what you can get. I find a truck. Call the customer. She's at lunch. I'll call the customer. She's like, okay, hold on a second. Let me call you right back. Blah, 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 blah. So it's not that we're trying to be deceitful. It's just that we flat out don't know. But if we don't post it, not knowing, we won't get a driver.
Yeah.
So that's when I see that all over Facebook,
Yeah.
All right. That's the biggest myth. And as far as the money goes, freight broker jobs are lucrative. I'm telling you the truth. That's why a lot of people want it. If you're willing to work hard and do what it takes, you will make money. And like I said earlier, everything does have to be shipped.
Yeah.
And you have an opportunity, if you can be unique, if you can prove yourself. Like when I first started, I used to get those loads that nobody else would take because I knew I wasn't going to make that much money. But I wanted to show this customer, you just give me these little scripts and scraps,
Yeah.
And then once they see, dang, she's working hard for this $25, let me go in and give her some more freight.
Yeah.
So you got to take you're making money, you got to be just as positive as you are when you're not making none.
Yeah.
Because you're a business owner. It's all part of being a business owner.
Yeah. All right, Freight Lady BJ, it's been a pleasing pleasure to talk to you today. And any last words you got to say before we get off of here?
Yeah, it's a good career. It's a good business to be in, but you got to do your work. Okay, don't quit your day job. Don't get out here and it's like, oh my God, have a little money saved, about 3 or 4 months worth of money saved. That way you can kind of relax a little bit and learn. You're not up against the wall. It's like, okay, I got $100 in the bank. I got to move a load by Tuesday. No. Don't put yourself through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suggest that you go for it, because if you do it the right way and if you get some good training, you will like it. And it's a good career. It's a good legacy for your family, and you'll enjoy it.
Groovy. Well, we've been talking to Freight Lady BJ. This your boy L Boogie. I'm blessed the Lord, highly favored, excited about Jesus, excited about the word of God. My cup is running over, and I still want some more. And guess what? I'll see you at the top, because the bottom is too crowded. And you know what? I like my space. Holla at your boy when you see me in the streets. Holla.
Bye.